Okay, we are live. We are live, and we are recording for our very first podcast. This is Nathan Hamilton, and this to my right is...
I'm Sean Earls, the Twin City Terror.
I'm the monkey that stands in the corner.
The monkey that stands in the corner, his name being Jesse. Everyone clap for Jesse. Yay. Okay. But anyway, he's over there doing sketches, and we'll probably put up some sketches for you to see during this. Whenever he's finished with them, he'll show them to us, and we'll probably put them up as pictures whenever we post this. So, here we are. This is our very first podcast. We are sitting here in Sean's living room, which is very, very nice. Which he has posters everywhere.
Spacious.
It's very spacious. No, I mean, and I'm digging these couches too. They feel like velour.
Velour.
Yeah.
I tried to just make it somewhere comfortable for people to come and chill. I threw up the Empire Strikes Back picture. Labyrinth. Those are big key movies in my lifestyle. I have all the tributes to Kevin Smith and, just pop culture everywhere. There's a Darth Vader mug over there that has like cocoa with it.
My name is Darth Vader.
So, and
Luke.
It's kind of just a chill place. I'm glad you guys could come.
Well, dude, hey, we're glad you could have us. We've been wanting to do this for a while, and he brought up your name. Jesse brought up your name several times about wanting to do this. But yeah, here we are, and we just got done. We just got done going through Best Buy, where we were looking for something to go mobile. Then before that, we had a very nice woman as our server at Pizza Hut Italian Bistro.
Meggles. Yeah, we met Megan 2 weeks ago when we came to see a haunted house. Jesse and I just meet randomly sometimes at the theater without even knowing what time a movie's going to play. And we had like 2 hours roughly to kill, so we decided to go grab some pizza. It's like within walking distance. We walked over, and she was our great host for a Monday where there was no one in there. So No one at all, just us.
No one.
And she said it had probably been that way for, 4 hours, Jesse?
Oh, good God. It was all day.
Was it?
Yeah, she said it was like all day. She was excited that we even walked in the door because she's like, oh, somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
That was my girl voice.
That was your girl voice. Yeah. I was about to say, you got a naturally low voice, and you trying to go high is kind of funny.
It does the same thing when I do it. Of course, for some reason, mine sounds oddly flamboyant. This.
Well,
I just wish I could go as low as some of those people.
You don't sound flamboyant at all. To me, you sound kind of more. What's the word?
Dubalicious.
I was gonna say sexy, but no. I was gonna say no. I was. You can hear me through several of the microphones. Mm-hmm. I can hear myself through Jesse's microphone, which this is okay for right now.
That's a triple echo.
Well, yeah.
Maybe my voice is kind of like what Kevin Smith calls his creepy, sexy voice, where he's like,
creepy, sexy.
Have you ever heard him do it? He's like, hey Jesse, we're gonna go to the van, and I'm gonna put it in your ass. Just as long as you got the lube. No, but seriously, no, not me. He talks about that a lot, though. And if you've ever seen Hollywood Babylon, we'll just, yeah.
I have no response to that. The creepy, sexy voice. The best. Oh, God, you're going to kill me. For 5 minutes into the first podcast, and y'all are going to kill me. But, anyway.
I love how you're mediating this, because I wouldn't be able to do it.
What, me?
Let's just think of dogs. They're everywhere.
Well, I mean, he's just trying to give us on point, and for some reason, I can't do it.
No, it's okay. No, hey, you learn these things as you go along. I mean, honestly, like listening to the podcasts of several different people. Listening to their first podcast, it's a mess. Mm-hmm. And then you listen to them like 100 podcasts down the road, and they're spot on every time. It's because they're more comfortable and they know each other. They know, their likes and dislikes and where not to go and where to go to be funny. But
I'm really comfortable right now. This is pretty amazing. I just met you like 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
It just goes to show you that
He has that effect on people.
What, me?
Yeah. Well, apparently I do too.
Well, you, him? Yeah. Well, dude, seeing you, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get along with this guy. Yeah, like first time I walked into the Pizza Hut and I saw you, I was like, I either had one or two reactions, like I don't know about this guy, and then when I saw you, I was like, I'm gonna get along with this guy. He's cool.
I appreciate that.
No, really, dude. I mean, honestly, the first time I saw you, I was like, oh, dude, I'm gonna love this guy. I mean, honestly, you were just smiling like a criminal who just got away with it.
Oh, I forgot what we were talking about. We were talking about something, and we busted out laughing. That's when you walked in the door, so he had this massive smile.
Yeah. What were y'all talking about?
I don't even know. We don't remember half our conversations. That's why we're trying to have this go on.
Retracing memories. It's a tough thing, but
it's probably something to do with that movie.
Probably.
What movie?
We just saw movie 43.
Oh, yes.
Apparently it's a Fairley Brothers comedy with a lot of A-roll actors and a lot of B-roll situations.
Hey, that's an understatement.
Oh my God. We don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but if y'all see this, it's a flip 50-50. You're either going to like it or you're going to hate it.
Tell them about the people who just got up and just walked out. Just Like this is too offensive.
It's a crude movie, and it's meant to be crude. They obviously wrote it that way.
Yeah.
But, that's something I don't do. I don't walk out on movies unless it's, an emergency. I've always been one of those people who just stick it out no matter what it is. But these people apparently either found it so offensive that they couldn't take it within the first, 10 minutes. There was not one skit that fully finished before they left. And I was pointed, and I'm like to Jesse, it's like, they're leaving.
That's exactly what it did. I was all into the movie, and then next thing I know, Shawn looks and kind of points and follows them out the window, and I'm like, what's going on? And I just said window. I meant the
door.
Yeah. The door. I was about to say, if they were climbing out the window, it must have been an emergency or something. I was about to say, it's like, this movie is so bad, I must leave before I am tarnished forever. Oh my gosh. Climb out the window, go, 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 go.
It is definitely a weird situation, though. I don't know. It's a movie that you should probably see if you're into comedy that you can go far with.
Gross out comedy from what I'm hearing.
There is some physical gross out comedy, but it's more. A lot of it's more word wise. Wouldn't you think, Jesse?
Yeah,
that's just like the Emma Stone one. The Emma Stone. How's your HPV? It's not my HPV. I'm just carrying it for you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So I mean, in some ways, you made a reference to Airplane earlier.
Yeah.
It automatically, kind of does fit into the humor that Airplane does, where it interacts with everything in the background.
Yeah,
but it tells no story.
Well, it's just randomized skits. It's like a long version of an R-rated SNL, right? Episode of SNL.
And that's actually what it reminds you of. It's very improv-y, but it's shot professionally.
Yeah.
So. It'll probably make more money than the Haunted House did.
Probably.
Probably.
I haven't seen Haunted House, but I saw the previews for it, and I'm a fan of Paranormal Activities 1, 2, and 3. I saw the fourth one, and I was very disappointed, except for the ending. The ending, I was glued to my chair. I was just like, oh my gosh. But throughout most of the movie, I was like, oh gosh, we all know what's coming. Demonic possession, blah, blah, blah. This kid does this, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, where is he? And all that. But, it...
I hadn't seen the fourth one. I've seen 1, 2, and 3, but never saw
1,
the fourth.
2, and 3, I felt, the first one, I think, is tied with the second one for the best one for me. The first and second one are the best ones, but the third one's also pretty good. The third one's pretty good, but I just think the first and second one are better.
Where's your furniture, cuz?
Where's your furniture, cuz?
What?
It was just right there. Where'd your furniture go? Bah! You trying to get me
Look at this too.
Hey, stay back, cuz.
Afion Crockett, that guy, I swear, he does the best Chris Rock impersonation. If you ever want to look him up, just look him up doing a Chris Rock impersonation. It is hilarious. He does it spot on. I mean, honestly,
Really?
the voice and everything. But
Well, as you can probably tell, we are a movie referencing crew. We've seen movies out the wazoo between the three of us, I'm sure. So,
well, not just
much
that,
the
but
way
we're
this-
also into video games too. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, well,
I see your entire wall of movies here.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, movies and TV shows. I see some TV shows in there.
yeah, you don't see the 6 seasons of CSI, the original series that are behind all those books. Right
Back
there.
when they had Bill Peterson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
William Peterson,
Yeah.
aka
Gil Grissom.
Gil Grissom,
Yeah.
aka
Yeah, well,
yeah, he's
it's
in
just
so
not
many
as
things.
it wasn't as good with Lawrence Fishburne, and it's not as good with Ted Danson.
No,
They should just kill it all off. They should just be like, we're shutting down the CSI department, and then Gil Grissom comes in for like one more look at it before they shut it down, and be like, yeah,
We're
good. I was good. It was good here, and then they just shut down the lights. You know, stereotypical. You know,
The
funny
end.
ending.
Mhm. He's been in so many things though that he was good in. Though he was in Young Guns too.
Yeah,
as Pat Garrett.
Yeah,
And it's probably my first interaction with him at all.
me.
So-
It was Fear, the movie with Mark Wahlberg and Reese
Mhm.
Witherspoon, where Mark Wahlberg was a freaking psychopath. I mean, honestly, he
Singing
scared
on
me
the
in
roller
that.
coaster,
He
or
scared
Ferris
me.
wheel. Yeah.
He scared the life out of me. And then I saw him in that, and he was good. I mean, Bill Peterson was good in it. I mean, honestly, he had me convinced.
He's kind of one of those people where you know what you're expecting when you get him, and it's just an A-roll performance.
Yeah, he's an underrated actor in my book. I think he is.
Mhm.
That's just like what's his name? Woody Harrelson. No, dude, because I see you have Zombieland up there, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, honestly, I've watched it 50 times, and I still want to keep watching it because it's so friggin' awesome.
Freaking Twinkies. What the hell?
And now they're going out of business. They did go out of
They
business.
go out of business, but you watch.
Yeah.
They'll be
they'll be
back,
back,
and
yeah.
they'll be called Ho-Ho Dogs.
Oh,
Well, I mean, devil dogs are already a thing.
See?
They're different. Yeah, those are like the what are they? They're like the devil
Twinkies.
cake rolls. No,
yeah.
they're devil's chocolate. They're the dark
Well,
ones.
Well, you know what? I was actually kind of upset when I heard Zombieland 2 got canceled.
I didn't actually know anything about it.
Yeah, Zombieland 2, there was like a lot of talk like after Zombieland 1 was done, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, the writers of the first one, they were like talking about, that they had some other stuff, but as soon as they were done, they were going to do Zombieland 2. And they had the original cast coming back, You can't do it without Woody Harrelson. He made that movie. And, you have Jesse Eisenberg, as Tallahassee. Of course, you got Tallahassee, Columbus. And, of course, you can have Arkansas and Little Rock come back. Or you can have Little Rock and Wichita come back. But, it doesn't have to be necessarily those two come back.
Could you guys imagine just for a second Tallahassee coming back, but not the same actor? Like they had to dub somebody else in.
Oh,
and he
no.
comes in and he's
No.
just like, "What's up?"
No, I cannot imagine anyone else as
No one else could
Tallahassee.
be Tallahassee.
I cannot. I can't. I mean, honestly, Woody Harrelson made that role, and I mean, honestly, made that Twinkie role. He made that. He made that
Made it.
role. And
Snowballs.
yeah, and it actually
Hey,
pissed me off
snowballs.
because I actually found out that the director, they wanted Ruben Fleischer, the director of the first Zombieland, to come back, and he wouldn't do it. He just wanted to do different projects, and they were like begging him. They were like, "Ruben, please come back," and he was just like, "No, I'm just going to do 30 minutes or less, and then I'm going to do Gangster Squad."
So did he probably did like what Kevin Smith did with Beetlejuice when they offered him Beetlejuice 2, and he was like, "And haven't we already told all of that story?"
Yeah, they were wanting to, but I can understand that because Beetlejuice 1, ended on a logical closure point. But you see, Zombieland 1 left off to where there were infinite possibilities still.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, more things to add to the list of the rules of Zombieland. I mean, all the things they still could have added to that list. I mean, that would have been hilarious to see what else they could have come up with.
Well, they could still technically come out of a Zombieland 2, but take it from a different perspective. And instead of them teaming up with the original actors, they go from another side of point of view, and you know how they showed these other people that were surviving the apocalypse.
Yeah, yeah.
So they could technically still have the other actors from the original just make a random appearance here and there.
You know what they should do?
And Tallahassee would never technically have to make an appearance. They could say he's around back taking a piss or taking out of
or he's back there listening to some Willie
yeah.
Nelson.
Yeah.
But one thing I think they should do is do a all celebrity version of it. You know, like celebrities playing themselves, like Bill Murray was playing himself.
43.
Yeah. Well, they should. You know, they should like have like big movie stars like Mel Gibson and several other big actors playing themselves in Zombieland.
Well, I like to see Bill Murray come back, even though he's technically dead. It'd be hilarious to see him come back.
Bill Murray won't even sign on for Ghostbusters 3. He's not going to do Zombieland 2.
No, they already said they're doing it. So they backed out again?
They're doing it, but they're doing it without Bill.
Well, they wrote the perfect part for him. I mean, according to
he's
Ivan
going to be a
Reitman
ghost.
and Dan Aykroyd, they said that, they wrote the part of a lifetime for Bill Murray, fitting all of Murray's, recommendations and all his, all the lines that Bill said, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. And they're like, okay, we'll do it, as long as you come back. And they did it, and he's just like, no, not going to come back.
Sorry, guys.
No, I'm enjoying retirement. But
I'm going to go do Garfield 3.
Yeah.
Well, he pretty much could be retired, dude.
Oh, no, he's passed. He could be.
He's semi-retired. I mean,
that's just like, they don't want... You remember Louis Tully, the guy who played Louis Tully, Rick Moranis?
Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't want to come back to acting because, I can understand why. After his wife died, he hasn't had much time with his kids. So.
And there's only so many roles you fit him in anyway. He's probably tired of playing that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like Keanu Reeves.
Well, Keanu Reeves. Dude, Cowboy Bebop, one of my all-time favorite animes. And he is the first choice to play Spike. I'm just angry about that.
I want to see him do Bill and Ted 3. That's the only reason.
He did sign on for that.
Yeah.
Him and the other
Alex
guy,
Winter.
Alex Winters.
Yeah, no, they did. And now apparently from what I read on some random site, which I can't for some reason find to save my life, his agent got on there and said something. Yeah, we don't want him doing it because it'll mess up his Matrix career.
He's done with the Matrix.
Over.
He's done. The Wachowski siblings have moved on, and they're not wanting to do another Matrix movie. And Keanu Reeves, albeit he's almost 50 years old, how many more spinning high kicks can he do before his leg gets thrown out of socket?
He's liable to break.
Yeah.
And he's not Bruce Willis, for God's sakes.
Well, they don't ask Bruce Willis to do kung fu fighting. They ask Bruce Willis to be Bruce Willis.
Which, on an odd topic, apparently in this new Good Day to Die Hard, he is not being Bruce Willis.
Is he really not? Who's Bruce Willis? Are you sure?
I mean, he is. He's being Bruce Willis, but he's not being the John McClane that we're used to him being.
Oh, no.
He's being like buddy cop, buddy guy actor, like
with his son. Which Jay Courtney.
Who is his son?
Jay Courtney.
Jay
Courtney from Spartacus: Blood and Sand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he played Varro in Spartacus: Blood and Sand. That's the only thing he's really done, which I'm not one to say because Jay Courtney, he seems like a decent actor, but But
do you just throw him into one of the greatest?
You can't just throw him in one of the greatest franchises. Right. Like you're saying, but if it works, it works. I mean, honestly, I was skeptical about Live Free or Die Hard, the fourth one, but then I watched it and I was like, wow, they actually put some effort into it.
Justin Long stole that movie.
No, he did, but in all honesty, it worked both. Like, both of them together really
Yeah, it was a good comedic
off.
foil. He was a good comedic foil to Bruce Willis's, serious tough guy, in which... I thought, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John McClane's daughter. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, yeah.
She is returning for this one,
which is cool. Which with Jay Courtney, I wanted to see where they were going to go with him and his son. Because I heard they were wanting to do it for a while.
I don't ever remember the son ever being in it though. I remember
he was in the
first
first one, and that's it. It showed him and his sister. Very close in age. Kind of indistinguishable. Who's actually older? But you see, what they were trying to do for the fourth one, they actually wanted him and his son to team up, and they actually had Justin Timberlake in mind to play John McClane's son, which I can kind of see, now I can see now, but back then, back when he was JT from Sexy Back, no, I couldn't see it.
Has anybody heard his new song with me?
Yeah,
Suit and Tie.
Yeah,
it's kind of iffy.
He's trying to do the modern day pop. He just needs to stop and go back to what he's good at.
Right.
But anyway, Die Hard 4, they wanted John McClane and his son to team up to take down terrorists, and instead they wrote the part to be a computer hacker, to fit more into a more modern story.
Mm-hmm.
And now for the fifth one, they're going to Russia. They're going to Russia, where John McClane's son is like a CIA operative, like a secret agent, like 007 from New Jersey, as they put it in the trailer. And they're doing it that way, which I feel is too far of a jump. They're trying to go too far with it.
It is too far of a jump. You take a simple movie that has its own basics already, and you're doing that with it. I mean, in the first one, he walked on glass and everything, and was such a badass. And just forgive me for language, but they've taken him and kind of made him soft.
Well, I know what you mean. Like the first two Die Hard movies are probably my favorite out of the series. The first one especially. The first one, it's probably one of the best action movies ever.
Alan Rickman.
And oh yes, Alan Rickman.
Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber. Well, you see, Alan Rickman himself, he plays a great villain. I mean, honestly, he played a great Sheriff of Nottingham in the Robin Hood movie. He played Snape perfectly, which I'm not much of a fan of Harry Potter, but he made the villain.
He's the Metatron in Dogma.
Yeah.
I am the Metatron, the one voice of God.
Yes, the one voice of God.
Oh, help me.
But anyway, you see, I see what you mean. Because the first one was a really simple action movie. John McClane was a human being.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt. I mean, honestly, he got shot several times. That movie.
First two, he got shot.
Yeah,
freaking Chuck Norris is stealing everything.
Well, Chuck Norris, he's actually trying to retire now. I mean, honestly, he's 70.
I haven't seen Expendables 2, where he's in it.
Expendables 2,
I haven't seen
way better than the first one in my book.
Good,
way better.
I fell asleep on the first one.
Really?
I
really?
I like how you're like whispers at it.
I know.
I fell asleep in the first. Okay, but yeah,
it makes me feel
but
bad.
the second one's a lot better. But one thing I was kind of pissed about, they didn't have Jet Li in it as much, and I love Jet Li.
Well, at least he was in it. No,
yeah, he was in it in the beginning.
Yeah,
but
after
still, that they got rid of him.
Well, it's not even that. Jet Li wanted to. From what one of my buddies told me, he was like, it was just that he wanted to be in it, but he really suffered a lot of pain in the last one. So he's just like, I'll make an appearance, so that way I'm in it.
And they drop him out in the first 15 minutes, and I'm just like, where is he? Is he going to come back? And then by the end of it, I'm like, where's Jet Li? Where the heck is he? I mean, honestly, I want to see him come flying in with like a super kick and like kick Jean-Claude Van Damme off of a freaking balcony or something. But no.
I was really hoping Sean Van Clant. I didn't realize he was going to be the villain.
Yeah, Jean Villain, which is an awesome villain name, especially for a movie that's making fun of itself.
You guys have seen this whole Gangnam Style PSY thing.
Yeah,
I saw something the other day that was Van Damme like side kicking him in the forehead. It was like Oppa, Van Damme style.
Oppa Van Damme style.
And when you started talking about it, it just made me think about it. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Oppa Van Damme style. But wah Oppa Van Damme style.
He's like scissor kicking.
Oh gosh, that's just like, oh gosh, we're getting off topic here. But you ever seen the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny?
No.
It's probably one of the greatest animated skits ever on online. It was on Newgrounds a few years ago, and now it's on YouTube. It's got like 30 million views. It's the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. How it starts out is old Godzilla was hopping around through Tokyo City like a big playground. And it just has Godzilla, Batman, Megatron, Shaq, Aaron Carter. It has like all sorts of pop
Aaron
culture
Carter?
people,
Yeah.
all sorts of pop culture people at that time, and a lot of superheroes come in. Like my favorite one is down from the the angels sang out in an immaculate chorus. Down from the heavens descended Chuck Norris, who delivered a kick that could shatter bones into the balls of Indiana Jones. While laying on the ground, writhing in pain, Batman changed back into Bruce Wayne. But Chuck saw through this clever disguise and crushed Batman's head in between his thighs. And then Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight and Benito Mussolini and the Blue Meanie, Cowboy Curtis and John B. the Genie, Robocop, Terminator, Captain Kirk and Darth Vader, Lopan, Superman and every single Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston, Theodore Logan, Spock, The Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan all came out of nowhere lightning fast, and they kicked Chuck Norris and his cowboy ass. It was the bloodiest battle that the world ever seen.
Well, that's a super plug for something else.
I was amazed at how much effort they put into this. It was amazing. I'd never seen anything like it.
I did catch something really cheesy on Netflix the other night called Monster Brawl, where they're pitting like the Mummy and like some other like monsters of the old
classic
together.
monsters, yeah.
And it's pretty terrible. They set it in like a wrestling ring, and Jimmy Hart is there like doing mediating.
Oh
and,
gosh, the mouth of the South.
Yeah, Mouth of the South. He's like, it's gonna be great, baby.
It's gonna be great, baby. Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's
So-
amazing.
but it's really cheesy. It's on there. Kevin Nash is in it at one point. I woke up and saw him, and I
That's
was like,
awesome.
"Why is he here?" And
Why is he here?
Because I was
In my
asleep.
room.
Yeah,
In my room.
but like
It
there's
makes
like
no sense.
there's a mummy and there's like a witch and a cyclops and a werewolf and some guy named Swamp Gut. And then
Swamp guy.
yeah, and they're just doing like wrestling moves on each other as like monsters, and I'm like, it's hosted by Dave Foley from Kids in the Hall.
Really?
Wow.
It actually had some potential, and then as I got to watching it, I was like, I'm bored.
Boy,
Well.
You know,
thank God for Netflix. You just turn it off.
Yeah, just turn it off and watch something you know is good. Yeah, but I recently just got into Netflix. I mean, honestly, I've been putting it off for a while. I have no idea why. I mean, honestly, I guess maybe I'm just a purist at heart. I always went out and rented a movie, came home and got it, and and I always heard people say, "Dude, it's on Netflix. You can watch it for free." And I'm like, what?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I spent a lot of time on Netflix doing all 9 seasons of Cheers.
Oh
Yes.
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 Dun,
No,
dun,
I
dun, dun,
was
dun,
watching.
dun.
Oh crap! What did I get back hooked onto? And I was like,
Battlestar.
yes, that was it.
Battlestar?
Oh my God! I sat
Jesse
down and
went back and
watched.
watched all 100 episodes.
Oh yeah, and it
Oh,
was like in a
gosh.
week.
Yeah.
Well, dude,
No joke. I did not sleep that whole week between work, Battlestar Galactica, and Battlestar Galactica.
I did that. I did that with Nip Tuck.
Oh
Nip
God!
Tuck? Nip
Yeah.
Tuck? Yes. My favorite episode, season 3, episode 1. I cannot. It's where the Kit McGraw. You remember the British detective? Where her first appearance.
I lost a lot of sleep over this show.
Well, anyway, the first. I've been at it for about a month. And dude, I've been watching my favorite shows, like recapping and everything.
Yeah.
Like The Walking Dead. I've been catching up on. I caught back up on it. I caught back up on Breaking Bad. I've watched those, and I've watched Sons of Anarchy. I watched.
Now, I'm a big SOA fan, Sons of Anarchy. I
Sons
have
of
the
Anarchy.
first 3 seasons on DVD. It's something that I took to watching via Netflix. I watched the first 2 episodes that way, and I've watched the other season. I watched the first 2 seasons that way, and I watched the other seasons via other means.
Yeah.
But it was something that I actually hooked my brother on in one night. My brother lived in California for 2 years before he now lives in Michigan, and he flew in here and spent a weekend with me for his high school reunion. And I wouldn't let him leave without him watching the first 2 episodes of Sons, and then now he's hooked on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's like my friend Brittany. So I went to Florida to work Halloween Horror Nights this past year, and next thing I know, I'm crashing at her family's house, and she goes, "Okay, it's fine and dandy if you want to watch all this stuff, but we have got to watch this at this time. Haven't seen a freaking episode. And here I am. I'm being broke in on season 5, I think they're on, or something like that.
5 was the
Yeah.
last season.
And the next thing I know, I'm watching season 5, episode 1, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go back and watch all this, because right now my mind is just freaking blown.
So are you caught up?
Yeah.
No, I'm not even caught up. I'm still trying to find the first season.
What?
Oh, okay.
Netflix.
I've got 1 through 3, and
Netflix.
Netflix has got? Okay.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
They've got up till season 4.
Yeah,
All right,
which-
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
check that
that's
out.
how I caught up on it, dude. I was gonna, talk about, Sons of Anarchy, some of the stuff that's happened on it, but since he's not seen it, we will skip. We'll skip that for now, and we will talk about something else.
I will tell you that we talk about that at work sometimes,
Oh,
and
gosh.
it killed 2 of the people on our team because they were not caught up,
Oh no!
and they found out things from us that they probably shouldn't have. We did that with Dexter last year too.
Oh, no.
I love
No.
Dexter. We've killed Dexter twice
Oh,
for
man.
some other people on our team, and it's
I
so
like how
bad.
y'all say we killed Dexter.
Let's say if you'd have done that, I mean, honestly, Michael C. Hall would be out of work.
We didn't kill the
character.
We killed the suspense. We
Oh, you
we
ruined it.
Yeah,
you
we ruined
it for
it
someone else.
for other people.
Yeah,
So,
I've had that done to me before. That's just like, oh gosh, The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises. I didn't see it until 3 days later. Until 3 days after the release, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, dude, could you believe that Talia al Ghul comes back at the end?" I'm just like, what?
yeah.
What? And he.
Well, spoilers from those who hasn't seen
Oh
it.
well,
but yeah.
oh dude! If someone hasn't seen that movie, God help
It's a
them.
little late.
I mean, yeah, it's a very late. I mean, honestly, it's it's on Wikipedia. It's everywhere now. But I hadn't seen it, and he just comes up and just ruins it for me. And I'm just like, I'm gonna kill you now. He's like, what? I'm like,
You're dead to
I
me.
haven't seen it. And he's like, why haven't you seen it, man? I'm like, because I have to freaking work. I have a job.
I'm gonna kill you now, but I'm not gonna wait 8 years to do it like Batman did. Wait,
I'm doing it now.
Oh gosh.
Get over here right now.
Oh gosh.
what
You know what?
Singing voice.
You know what? People talk about the inconsistencies of The Dark Knight Rises, and I'll address some of them, like why Bruce Wayne, was, in a recluse for 8 years. Why the hell?
He's in a recluse for 8 years, but it takes him 3 months to fix his broken back.
Yes,
Whoa.
yes. Bane breaks his
amazing.
freaking back, yeah. And getting back in fighting shape to where he can actually fight Bane again and beat him. Which well, I'm not going to question comic book logic. I mean, honestly, Barbara Gordon's been in a wheelchair for over 20 years, but now she's Batgirl again. so I don't know. But in movies, I question these things, but yet, I brush some of them under, for the sake of storytelling.
And Cobra Commander's now Robin,
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dum, 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 dum.
the kid from Third Rock from the Sun,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yes. I remember him from Angels in the Outfield, dude. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
a little kid in
Little
Angels in the
kid.
Outfield who could see the angels. And I actually find it kind
Where's
of
your angels now, Robin?
Where's Danny Glover when I need him? He's
He's in Lethal Weapon 4.
he's getting too old for that shit, right?
He's getting B-roll. He's getting B-roll movie. He's getting
No.
B-film roles.
Last time he was like a cop or something was in My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I tell you, the last thing I saw him in was Shooter with Mark Wahlberg.
Last thing I saw him in was Poor Boys Game, which was a B boxing movie where he plays a trainer that trained the guy who accidentally killed his son.
Didn't they do this already? Didn't Louis Gossett Jr. do that already in a boxing? No.
I think so, but they're
No. Louis Gossett Jr. was the boxer in that movie. He taught that kid, or he helped that kid go get his dad an Iron Eagle, though. He did do that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But
Jason Jedrick.
Yeah.
He was in this season's Dexter. He owns
Was
a
he?
strip club. Yeah, he's a strip club owner.
oh god,
Did
But-
anybody not see this season? Other
No.
than me?
no,
Oh,
I
shit.
Dang it.
Oh, you're fine.
Well, that's not ruining it.
No, you're
No,
fine.
it's okay, dude.
My mom's already spoiled everything for me. She's
Oh.
a freaking Dexter fanatic. So in all honesty,
I love Dexter. Sure. If anybody's not seen the season with John Lithgow as the killer,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just smack yourself on the head like in those V8 commercials. Like,
Yeah,
should have seen Dexter.
definitely go back and watch that season.
But Walking Dead, I actually don't like what they're doing. You know, splitting it up. You know, and
I don't like these split seasons at all.
I don't either.
Kills
dude.
me.
well, it's like they did with Doctor Who apparently this year.
Oh,
they decided
God.
to do that with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I wait because I haven't started watching the new season yet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh
Doctor
my.
Who's been on for like 30 years though.
Well,
Well,
no,
it
it
took a
disappeared.
break.
It took
took
like a decade off.
From '89 until early 2000s.
Yeah.
When Chris Eccleston took over
Yeah, and he was only in it
for one season.
Yeah, but that
I'll
was just
admit
that was just to get it up and running again.
Yeah, in which I'm glad they used him to get it up and running. But I'd love to have seen him for another series or two. One or two more seasons.
Yeah, but they needed to get David Tennant up and running, otherwise.
Tennant. Well,
Tennant was a big jump.
Of course. Well, he's one of the biggest named TV actors in all of England, even though he's Scottish.
Yeah, which
David
is the awesome
McDonald.
part.
David McDonald. Yes, I know your real name, David Tennant. But he puts on a good British accent. I mean, honestly. But I remember his first line. He's like, "So, new teeth. That's weird. Oh, where were we? Oh, yeah, that's right. Barcelona." First line, and I was hooked on Tennant. But I'd love to have seen what they could have done with Eccleston for one or two more seasons. But I can understand them bringing in Tennant.
That's
like
obvious.
that.
Somewhere I'm not anywhere up to date on.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
I have no Whovian
It's
talent.
okay.
Doctor Who marathon coming
gosh.
our way.
Oh gosh, where are you going to start him at? Are you going to start him way at the beginning, or just when Eccleston?
Oh
takes
no,
over?
dude. We'll have to start with Eccleston because, in all honesty, when you start up with Doctor Who, it is so dry cut. When I first started watching, I was just like, I constantly got thirsty. It's that dry.
Yeah. Well, it's the way they filmed it, dude. I mean, honestly, you look at British television back in those days. Yeah, get a little spray bottle to spray yourself with.
Oh, fishy.
She's
oh
awake.
gosh,
Fishy's moving.
Fish is awake.
Yay!
Stella.
You got a little gold. Is that a goldfish or is
Yeah,
that?
she's a fancy tail goldfish.
Wow. Look at you. But
Sorry, when she wakes up, I have to wave at her because she's like, hey. She's really social.
yeah, she waves her fin at you like, "Hey, pay attention to me." Dang
Yes, I'm Flipper.
What are you doing?
Not really.
We can
see.
totally edit that part out.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, dude, I'm just looking at the timer we've got. Wow, we have done 1,150 measures. Jeez.
I don't know what that means.
It means we got a cookie.
It means that it means we're pretty well up there. We're well over 30 minutes. It's already been 30 minutes of just us sitting here talking. It doesn't feel like that.
No.
That's when you know you've got something. That's when you know you've
easy.
got something. Yeah. But you see, now that we've noticed it, now it's going to take forever for us to.
Well,
I mean, honestly, I should knock on wood. Hold on. Knock on my head. There we go.
I know that you were talking about Walking Dead. I actually found Walking Dead years ago as the comic before it was.
Oh yeah,
ever
dude.
TV.
Yeah, I've known it too. It's just where they're going with the TV series is a way different direction than where Kirkman's going.
It's way different, but it's also along the same lines.
Of course.
But
I
to
mean,
me-
honestly, they've kept the prison, they've kept the farm, they've kept all that so far.
Yeah.
But you see, not to spoil anything for people. Well, I'll just say this: Sophia's still alive in the comic.
She didn't.
Which Dale dies a lot later in the comic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, and freaking Merle and Daryl don't even exist in the comic, pretty much.
Not to the extent that they do there.
I mean, honestly, Daryl was supposed to be like a throwaway character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, they had him, but, fan response was so positive to him that, they kept him and made him a main character. And now Kirkman's actually saying that they're going to bring him in to the comic now.
As a zombie.
At this point in the comic, if we were as far along as what they were, Rick would have already lost his arm.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
the governor would have been mutilated by now by
his own-
Michonne, yeah.
You know, well, at one point, didn't they feed him to his own daughter, or didn't they give him?
They
to
were
his own
going.
daughter?
They were like attempting.
They were attempting to.
Yeah.
But
yeah, when she killed his daughter, like I was like, "What is this?" You know, but definitely.
Yeah, but I enjoy both of them. You know, where how far they are in the comic. The comic issue 100, I cried because of what happened. For those of you who haven't read it, I'm not going to spoil it, but someone very, 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 very important dies, and he's probably one of my favorite characters, and I cried after it happened.
And for you guys that aren't aware, you could get the comics at Empire Mountain Comics over off of State Street.
This is in Bristol, Tennessee, by the way. We're coming to you live from Bristol, Tennessee.
Music.
Yeah, birthplace of country music. Screw Nashville.
And the first recording ever recorded.
Yes.
1927.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Skip Nashville. Nashville, you know what? They may say, oh, we're the country music capital of the world. Bull. This is where it was born, baby.
I like to think of monkeys.
Monkeys.
You know, it's where it was born, and even Johnny Cash, the Hilton, across the Hiltons is where the Carter family fold is, which is where he actually first played.
Yeah.
And him and June Carter Cash, and it's just amazing to know that it's that close.
Yeah, it's where the Carter family, who are pretty much country music royalty, dude. I mean, honestly, they're looked at as like the founding fathers of country music.
Mm-hmm. It's within seriously 30 miles from where we are now.
Yeah, from where we're sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And country music is one of the many facets of just the South as a whole, dude. I mean, honestly, the South is just a hotbed of music. I mean, honestly, jazz was born in New Orleans. Blues was born on the spine line of the Delta. Rock and roll, some say it was born in Memphis, some say it was born in Texas, some say it was born in Chicago, but you know what?
Others even claim it was born in Cleveland.
Ohio!
Oh, God. Is that me?
It
Is that
ain't
my
me.
phone?
That's not me.
That's me.
We're beeping
Hold
and
on.
chirping
My
and
phone's ringing. I'll be back.
Party foul. Someone forgot to
Party
silence their
foul.
phones in the theater.
Oh, shut up.
Just dingling, 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 dingling.
I at least had the moments to silence mine. Hello?
At least it ain't one of those scenarios where it's like, you will die in 7
Hold
days.
on, I'm going to record my mother on this.
You want to record your mama?
Yeah.
Hey, mama. How'd that song go?
Hello?
Hey, what you doing?
Oh, nothing much. We're just recording a podcast.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Were you coming home now or staying over there?
I'll probably be coming home after a while.
Okay.
Okay.
That was good.
So what are you doing?
I'm probably going to lay down here in a little while.
Yeah, you got the flu and everything. I'm sorry about that, Mama.
It's all right. All right, well, I love you. Talk to you later.
Okay. Love you too.
All right, bye.
Bye. She's going to kill me when she hears that. she doesn't want to be part of it. And I'm like, why, Mom? You're awesome. Come on. Hey, join up with us.
Be part of the resistance. What?
Resistance is futile.
You shall join the drained.
Well, we're not really a resistance, are we?
We are the 99.
We are the 99%.
We're the 99 podcast.
99 podcast.
These are not the droids you are looking
Got
for.
99 podcasts and this ain't one.
Hey, have y'all seen that?
It's beautiful.
I lost train of thought here. Have y'all seen the Star Wars spoofs?
Which ones?
Well, it's an actual show that George Lucas himself is working on. It's a cartoon skit, and they're over big head and everything else. Like they're really cartoony looking. It's not like Clone Wars.
No.
But there's this scene where Obi-Wan Kenobi comes on, and he's fighting off these like police. They're not really stormtroopers. They're like police, but they're
More
dressed
the
like
Crimson
stormtroopers.
Guard.
Yeah, but they're dressed like it. And he's flashing his lightsaber going, Ben needs grocery money. And he runs off.
Nothing.
Ben needs grocery money.
It's on Facebook. It's Star Wars spoofs or something like that. It's hilarious.
Ben needs grocery money.
Yeah, that's
You
probably
go.
actually what his voice sounded like normally.
What's this?
Ian McKellen. Yeah.
Ian McKellen. Well, it was Alec Guinness,
Alec
who
Guinness,
did the
Ian
original.
McKellen, Alec Guinness.
Well, Alec Guinness, Ian McKellen. They're both,
They're both
Alec,
old,
Ian,
both old British actors.
Alec, Ian, and it's old British names too. I mean, honestly, you hear that name and you're like, that just sounds like an old British man.
Now I feel horrible because this like ruins my backup story that I was going to go to.
Oh, go on, go on, hey, go for it, man.
He's the person who's taunted for telling James Dean that his car was going to kill him.
Who?
Alec Guinness.
Really?
Yeah, when he saw him pull up in it, he told him that if he kept that car, he would die within 2 weeks of having it.
And guess what? He died.
And the little bastard killed him. That's what they call the car, is little bastard. Sorry.
Well, of course, dude. I mean, James Dean, honestly, 24 years old. And he
Supernatural. This is his car. And he got all excited. And it wasn't even his car.
I remember that episode.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
If you actually go back and do research on that car, it's missing. Like,
No, that car's been
gone.
missing for years.
Yeah, it's like I mean, honestly, I bet you there's just some guy who's got it in a garage keeping it restored, and it's like, well, it's been 50, God, almost.
No, you know what's going to happen? You know how they got those storage wars?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to bid on that sucker, and they're going to open it, and here's going to be a little bastard.
Gold mine.
And then this guy's just going to be like, I don't want to drive it.
I don't want to
No,
touch
dude,
it.
I wouldn't drive that car I wouldn't drive that car if someone paid me to.
It was anyone that owned it, though. So whoever...
Oh,
Well, dude,
I'd
give it to a
get rid of it.
museum. Give it to a museum before you even have a chance to live the curse.
Well, then who owns the museum?
Nobody. It's
Nobody?
it's pretty much
Museums are
community
usually
owned.
open to the public.
It's
Yeah.
pretty much a community owned. I mean, honestly, put it in the automotive museum, dude, or one of the many movie star museums. Put it in one of those. I mean, honestly, it's just
But I think that ruins the mystique of it.
what.
It's one of those things that you don't want them to find.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that. I can see.
I know where it is. I know exactly where it is.
I know where it is too. Area 51 in Roswell, New Mexico.
No, it's in Gotham City. It's in the Batcave.
It's in the Batcave. It's Bruce Wayne's prized possession. He's down there buffing it up like you still haven't killed me.
Bring it.
Bring it on.
No, it's Chuck Norris's. This is the only thing. This is the only way I'll ever die.
Yeah, Chuck Norris. Yeah, Chuck Norris. Yeah, he's just like looking at it like
One day
one day,
you will kill me.
one day. This
But
will be-
until then, you're my bitch.
But until then, yeah. Got Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris has kind of become like the mystique of like countless internet ventures now. I mean, honestly, I go on YouTube and I see Chuck Norris comments everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, and they're funny. A lot of them are funny. Like, like this one epic trailer music is by Two Steps from Hell. It was like one of the most epic sounding things I've ever heard. I look down the comments, top comment, this is Chuck Norris's elevator music. Oh gosh. Two Steps from Hell makes some pretty awesome music, dude. Have you ever heard their stuff?
No.
Two Steps from Hell, it's two guys, one's from Norway and the other one's from LA. They just met by chance and make these awesome, movie trailer music. This awesome movie trailer music. And, like, they did the one for the Bourne Legacy.
Can we ever get a building that's got an elevator in it? Can we put that music in there?
Yes. Dude, that's what I'd be thinking about.
Definitely.
That's what I'd want. I'd want that as their elevator music. Just put their album, their Skyward album on there as in a constant loop.
I have to have one little reference though. The classic elevator music is The Girl from Ipanema. And it's like
I know what you're talking about.
Girl from Ipanema goes walking. That sounds like Ray Parker Jr.'s Ghostbusters.
No. Bum bum dun dun dun. No, the one I'm doing is the one from Vegas Vacation, where they're out on the water, watching all those beautiful women go by. Yeah, and they're just watching, just going. Bum, 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 bum,
Oh my golly, 43. What'd you think of that Jaws reference?
He hasn't seen it.
Dude, I don't care. Trust me. Hold on. I'll plug my ears and just pat me on the shoulder.
He's already done it. He's already said it now.
Yeah, I've already said it.
You know
I
that there's
screwed that
Jaws
up.
to it now.
Okay. All right.
But it's just these scantily clad women, and actually it's for an advertisement, but we won't get into what the advertisement's for.
I'll never get over Piranha 3D.
That stupid movie.
Well, dude,
I saw that on Netflix. Not the 3D aspect of it.
Just the regular Piranha
oh my
movie.
golly.
Well, dude, Gianna Michaels was in it. For those of you who don't know who she is, she's like a big time porn star.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, she was the woman who, was being lifted up and down, into the water and like skimming on it and like being pulled up. She was one of the topless women.
Oh.
Yeah. And she got her bottom half got eaten. I
need to watch this movie because I haven't seen that.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny when Jerry O'Connell. Oh gosh, the Jerry O'Connell part cracks me up near the end. But Ving Rhames is in it.
He's that fat kid from Stand By Me, right?
Yes, the fat kid from Stand By Me is married to Rebecca frickin' Romaine, which is hilarious. I just find that
Will Wheaton.
I still can't believe Jerry O'Connell was in it.
Yeah, and you see him as he is. Well, in Piranha 3D. Well, Piranha 3D, dude, I was just blown away by a lot of the stuff they had in it. Like Elizabeth Shue as the freaking sheriff.
Elizabeth Shue, she's the same girl that was in Karate Kid, right?
Yep, and Back to the Futures 2 and 3.
You're the best around. Sorry.
Who's gonna ever keep me down? Yeah.
She's also in Hollow Man.
Yeah, which she still looks good. She's still. I don't know what it is about her. She must not age at all.
She must not.
No, dude, because I saw her in Piranha 3D, and I'm like, wow, she looks good.
I need to watch that. Actually, apparently, I have missed that one.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that.
Don't watch Triple D. Don't watch Piranha Double D. Piranha 3 Double D. It's nowhere near as good.
I may understand. What
Who's that? Us?
Very nice,
dude. That's awesome. Burley, Burley and Nate.
Jesse's been sketching out pictures.
Yeah,
of
dude.
us.
Email me those and I'll put them on the podcast. That way we can see your awesomeness. Bah, 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 bah. I was gonna say, dude, that's kind of like Pete. Oh gosh, you doing that noise always reminds me of Peter Griffin when he's speaking at that funeral, and he's like, Jesus Christ came down to save our souls, but when you make Christ angry, you get this. Bah, 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 bah. And he shows a hulked out Jesus Christ, like an Incredible Hulk Christ, and I'm just like, I didn't know whether to be offended or anything, but I just couldn't help but laugh. But you doing that bomb? It also reminds me of Inception too, and Sheeption.
That's oddly enough not the first time I've been drawn a caricature.
Really?
I hate to go back and talk about this, but I was in one called The Ruling Class, and it was about these people who were in high school still, which I was out of high school at the time. But I was a guy wearing bibbed overalls, and everything you needed for the scene to happen would be in the front pocket of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, cool. I was pulling out umbrellas and stuff, and pulling out all kinds of crazy stuff out of them, and that's what the scenes would be.
So you were freaking Kevin Smith.
I was
freaking A, just without the cape.
Mm-hmm. But it was in bibbed overalls.
Pocket.
Dude, can I get you a cape?
I didn't even have the beard then.
Can I get you the cape?
Sure.
Sweet.
What cape?
I don't know what we're gonna do with it.
I don't know.
What, the Blunt Man cape?
Yes.
The Blunt cape.
The Blunt Man cape.
Can I even get you the little helmet?
The Blunt helmet.
You know the Batman one?
No one goes over my helmet.
Huh?
It's a total Spaceballs reference.
Spaceballs.
The Schwartz, it's twisted.
The Schwartz is strong with you.
Yogurt? I hate yogurt. Even with strawberries.
Yeah. You must activate the Schwartz.
The Schwartz.
It's Mega Maid, sir. She's gone from suck to blow.
I'd love to see them come back out with Spaceball, not even really not even Spaceballs, but You know how they do those spin-off movies?
So Mel
Yeah.
Brooks just needs to do
Well,
something
dude,
else.
they did an
Yeah.
animated series for G4.
Oh, dude, no, the
It
that is
sucked.
I liked it.
What?
I liked
Come
it.
on!
The reason I liked it was because it was cheesy animation.
I know it was cheesy animation, but the some of the stories didn't make sense. Like
they
that,
don't
like
have
that,
to-
like that fembot with the constantly inflating boobs.
Look
that
at
Dark
Robot
Helmet was
Chicken.
using.
Look at Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken, but dude, there is a coherent story that follows Spaceballs. But there's a coherent
Claypool.
story to follow in Spaceballs. I mean, honestly, there is. With Robot Chicken, it's just active randomness.
That's what it is. Freaking A. 43 was Robot Chicken without the stop motion.
Well,
Yeah. With the R rating, with an R rating, Robot Chicken's only allowed to get away with so much on Adult Swim.
true.
Well, that's true, but I mean, look at the stuff that you do buy. That is under there.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh,
Oh my.
oh my.
Oh my. That was a little too good.
Ooh, dum.
Did you see 30 Rock? Did you see 30 Rock?
What?
You haven't seen any of 30 Rock?
No,
Oh my god, there's an episode where
it's about over with, isn't it?
yeah, this is the last
Season.
You need to
How
jump
have I not
you-
watched this show?
You need to jump on Netflix. It's on Netflix all the way up to the current season.
My favorite moment on that was the HD camera
Did
section.
you see the Seinfeld one?
No, I didn't. My favorite Seinfeld parody was the one off Family Guy where Chris was down in South America and Peter comes to visit and get him back, and
Yeah.
Peter like pulls out like that pocket change, and that's like the most money they've ever seen, and he wants them to act out a scene from Seinfeld from like the bet where the first person to spank it loses, and he's like, I am out. What do you mean you're out? I am out. And then all of a sudden they have that one guy over on the side do the music, like, and he just goes. Bum, boom, bum, bum, boom.
I didn't have that much of a Seinfeld like. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
I know a few things about it, like I know the Soup Nazi references, and I know the bro or the bro's ear or whatever, the man's ear, the man's ear and the bro.
yeah.
I know that episode, but I mean that's
And the
pretty
puffy
much-
shirt, the puffy
The
shirt.
puffy shirt. Those are pretty much the only things that I recall to it. Though I didn't watch a lot of.
I recall Terry Hatcher, aka the
Lois
from
Lane?
Desperate House. Yeah, from the
Superman and Lois.
The Adventures of Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
I recall Terry Hatcher from that and her famous line. Oh yeah, by the way, they're real and they're fantastic.
Wow. That makes me think about Hot Shots Part 2. War. It's fantastic.
I thought he said some other words, but all right.
Well,
I didn't want to get dirty.
dude.
Talking dirty.
Well, dude, I can censor it. I mean, honestly.
At the drive-ins in the old man's Ford. It's talk dirty to me. Sorry.
Talk dirty to me. Scrubs. That episode of Scrubs where Carla's singing that to that guy who loves that song.
That's something else I watched recently. I watched
Ted.
all the seasons of
Oh,
Scrubs.
gosh.
Oh, God.
Caught up
Yeah,
on
that
it.
I cried.
goes
I
for you.
cried at the end of season 8 when JD left.
Oh, yeah. Well, when they went to the friggin' thing, when they went to the school and started doing the school was terrible.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, you get rid of JD, you get rid of Carla, you got rid of some of the best people in it, and the janitor. The janitor was there for one episode and for only one reference. Where's JD? He's not here anymore. Just throws his mop to him. Like, that's it. And I'm just like, why? They could have kept the janitor to mess with the kids. That would have been hilarious. But no. Maybe Neil Flynn wanted out. The guy who played the janitor, maybe he wanted out.
Maybe.
But
My favorite episodes, though, pretty much of that was where Michael J. Fox was there.
yeah,
They had the toilet on top of the
yeah,
roof.
that was epic.
He had to keep washing his hands.
My favorite was the one with the pain chart. The beginning of the episode was the pain chart. People judging pain is very difficult because some people it's very hard to tell. By some people's ethnicity, the Japanese guy with the knife in his shoulder does what hurt? No, does what hurt? And then and some people in their sex lives, the guy with the fish hook through his cheek. Oh yeah, that feels good. and then finally, the guy in the bed. It's like, sir, you're about a 7 on the pain chart. What's a 10? Todd comes off the roof with his banana hammock on. That's a 10.
Definitely a 10.
But Scrubs for me, they did a good job of balancing drama and comedy. I mean, honestly, the show was mostly comedy. But you know, when they wanted to, they could be really dramatic. Like when Brendan Fraser's character died. Because the entire episode, he's there. You know, it's Dr. Cox talking to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, Dr. Cox turns around, and I was just like, "What's going on?" And then all of a sudden, you realize it was him who passed away, not the old man.
Yep.
You know, no spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Scrubs yet. Go watch it. I am telling you, you will not regret it. But yeah, Scrubs, one of my favorite shows, gone now. Several shows of my favorites are gone. Rescue Me
was amazing.
Yes.
From scene 1, episode 1, series 1, I was hooked on that show.
Yeah,
but how can you not be hooked on Dennis Leary?
Well, I don't know. My dad watched it and he didn't like it because he's
language.
Not the language, more along the lines of Dennis Quaid and his him pretty much having to rape Janet. Those few episodes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and my dad was not a fan of that. My dad's a Christian. He's more serious about it than I am. I can't say enough about this. My dad, I love my dad to death. Mm-hmm. We've had our spats and all this, but I was watching Rescue Me one time, and he told me to turn it off. And I was watching it in the living room, and instead not to make my dad uncomfortable, I turn it off in the living room, and I go into my room, and I start watching it there. And my dad, him not liking it, that's his choice. I mean, if he doesn't like it, hey, more power to him. But me, I loved Rescue Me because it was honest in a lot of ways.
Very honest.
I mean, honestly, because I dealt with alcoholics, which Tommy Gavin is an alcoholic. A strict alcoholic. And I've dealt with alcoholics. I've dealt with my mom in her old days, and I've dealt with my stepdad. All
the Gavins were in that, though. All the brothers played one.
I mean, even the kids.
The uncle, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Well, even the kids, once you got to it, to the point.
Yeah. And I loved the final scene. I'm not going to spoil it because I love, but the final scene, the final episode, period, drives everything home, and it drives it home in such a perfect fashion too. I mean, honestly, I had no further questions. I had no further need to see anything else. I was just done, and I was good with it. I was content with the ending that they ended at.
The one that teared me up so much, though, was one where his dad died at the game.
Oh gosh,
the heart attack at the baseball game.
Yeah, that. Me and my dad, we go to sporting events and all that. Like we go to NASCAR. We even go to Atlanta Braves baseball games whenever they came around here, because my dad's a big Atlanta Braves fan. Yeah, and if that happened to my dad, he's in pretty good health. He's he works out and all this to try and stay in shape, and he's a lot skinnier than how he used to be. My dad used to be 320 pounds, and now he's down to like 240, which is really good. My dad, my family on my dad's side has had heart problems. My grandmother, my dad, my Aunt Andrea. I mean, honestly, healthy as a horse up until they get up in years, and then all of a sudden they start having problems. Haywire. Yeah, they start having heart problems. And I just hope that doesn't happen with my dad.
With the way that your dad was about Rescue Me, my mom's that way recently about something else that just started. Like, she has no era about what's going on. Kevin Bacon just started a show called The Following.
Yeah, it looks good.
Jesse, did you watch it?
No, I haven't yet.
Did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's crazy nuts. Crazy nuts. It's over the top. There's a little bit of blood in some places, probably a little bit more than they should probably getting away with on Fox. But
violence.
It's there's suggested violence. It's violence that had happened already.
Okay.
Not
in the
scenes.
action, but
right, it's crime scenes basically.
It's more gruesome than it should be.
But Kevin Bacon's pretty much a washed-up detective who had went after one person his whole career and finally caught him and put him in jail and wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
In the books, what he's doing now, well, the guy gets away from prison who he caught, and they bring him back to try to catch him again. And he's actually kind of turned into somewhat of an alcoholic because he's taking water bottles, much like what we have here now, and is filling up vodka with it, or filling it up with vodka at the very first scenes of the show.
Yeah.
And even like one of the other people picks up on it later and asks him if he needs a breath mint because he's like, "Is that water, Captain?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's good stuff." And he's like, "Need a breath mint?" But it's really all about stuff like that. But it's about him going back and trying to catch this guy that he caught before. And I told my mom about it, and she went and watched it, and she told me, she's like, "Shawn, I couldn't make it through half of it."
Yeah, well,
because of all the gore and violence.
My mom, she recently just got into Sons of Anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's some stuff on Sons of Anarchy that's kind of questionable.
It's going to be pushing that, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, but it's FX.
Yeah.
But it's FX. I mean, honestly, FX put out Nip Tuck and, and all
Nip
these
Tuck
other...
pushed
a lot of boundaries.
Pushed it further than Sons is pushed.
I mean, honestly, butt naked people walking across the screen. I mean, honestly, they weren't, you didn't see frontal, but you saw their rear ends, which... which is a lot, considering some things. But
there were edits in Nip Tuck where they would focus just in on the nipple and then go to commercial.
Yeah.
And that's just baffled me how they got away with even thinking about doing that.
Yeah. And I just think about, Sons of Anarchy. There's things on there, that are questionable and all this. And my mom's okay with it. My mom, she started watching it. She's been hooked ever since.
God, if we get even into that, we're going to ruin it for Jesse.
Oh, no, you're good.
No. I'm just going to talk about, people getting into it and, their experiences with the show and all this. Like my mom, her first experience with the show, it kind of left a bad taste in her mouth after the first few episodes. Because, certain things in the first few episodes. And then as she went along and watched the rest of the series, she just kept getting more and more into it. You see, that's a truly great series. Whenever a series, intrigues you in the beginning and then completely loops you in.
I was hooked from episode 1.
Well, you see, it works like that too. But you see, it's all about testing someone's boundaries. You see, testing where you can go, and with certain audiences. And my mom, would have been uncomfortable with this, say, 5-6 years ago. But now she's seen other stuff, and she's watching it, and she's just wanting to know what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next. She's on season 4. She hasn't started season 4 yet. She's been trying to watch it on Netflix, but with the move and everything, and trying to get over the flu that she's got and all this, it's been a bit of a challenge for her.
Making it through season 2. Oh no, what's the one with Henry Rollins? Is that 2? Henry Rollins, is that 2?
Oh gosh,
it's making it through that season. That is 2.
Yeah, that is 2. Yeah,
it's making it through that part of that season. That's pretty much the toughest because of what happens.
Well,
but we won't get too much further into that. But Henry Rollins is amazing.
Well, Henry Rollins is Henry Rollins, dude. I mean, honestly,
former lead singer of Black Flag.
Yeah, one of the kings of LA in my book.
They're actually touring this year, Black Flag, but they're not touring with Henry Rollins. both tours, like there's 2 separate ones of 2 different people getting together.
I remember
neither are Black.
I remember when Henry Rollins was in the Jackass movies. He was doing the off-road tattoo, and he was just like constantly cussing the entire time. He's like, I'm coming for you, just like going over those dirt mounds, just like wapow, wapow, wapow. He's like, this is seriously gonna F you up. and I was just like, why is he doing that? And then I was like, oh yeah, it's Henry Rollins.
But yeah, one of those actual tour stops is going to be here in Tennessee somewhere.
Really?
I forgot where it is. I looked it up.
Well,
earlier.
you can look it up.
It's Muddy Roots Festival.
Muddy Roots Festival.
Yeah.
I was about to say if he'd come by Southwest.
It's not South by Southwest, but I don't know.
Yeah, well.
We'll look that up later. It's a Muddy
y'all
Roots
can look it
Festival
up.
2013.
Yeah.
But yeah, Black Flag is the headliner. So.
But
it's not in Manchester though. It's not where Bonnaroo is.
No,
Bonnaroo is another big thing that's here in Tennessee.
I've been wanting to go to Bonnaroo for the longest time.
I don't trust leaving my car somewhere and walking into a field for 3 days.
Well, dude, me. I guess probably me. I'd have to get like a car jack and put bulletproof windows. That's what, in order for me to fully trust it. But hey, if it's worth the music, it's worth the music.
Well, they do have such a diverse thing that comes in there every year. I mean, Conan O'Brien performed last year.
Yeah, Conan O'Brien, Deadmau5. They got a lot of Jay-Z, the Black Keys,
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they got a lot of different stuff, and it's all very accessible too. It's all very easily accessible. But me, I just want to go there and plan out stuff because I hear they're going to have Coldplay this year. They're going to have a lot of some people are fans of Coldplay. I'm a moderate fan of Coldplay. I mean, I've always wanted to see them live to see if they actually sound good live, because that's one thing they say about a lot of bands. Yeah, a lot of bands. If they sound good live, then they're a good band. But if they're not, I mean, honestly, I heard Poison live once and they sucked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that happened to me with Motley Crue. Vince Neil cannot hold up anything to what he used to.
Well, that's 25 years of smoking and drinking that'll take effect on your voice.
Yeah, but he's forgetting lyrics to Girls, 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 for God's sakes. Yeah.
He forgets them?
Yeah, like he'll either forget them or just leave them out. He's just like, screw it. Like when he did Dr. Feelgood, like it was like, Dr. Feelgood, and it was just terrible. And it's Rat-Tailed Jimmy. He's a secondhand hood. Come on, you wrote this song. Sing the lyrics for God's sake.
Yeah, well, And then there's great replacement lead singers. There are very few of them.
Very few.
Yeah, it's just like Arnel Pineda for Journey.
I was going to say, whatever that guy's name is for Journey is amazing.
Arnel Pineda from frickin' the Philippines. He is spot on, and even he surpasses Steve Perry in certain ways. I mean, honestly, especially holding those high notes. I mean, honestly, I've heard Steve Perry live during his peak, like in 1981 when they did Escape. I've seen some concert videos from that time, and he can hit those notes, but he can't hold them out very long.
Right.
Arnel Pineda can hit them and hold them as long as he has to.
That's another thing. Where you just met me, you don't know. I've been to over 30 concerts.
I've been to 3. Yeah. I've been to 3. That just shows you how pathetic I am in terms of.
But well, you're not pathetic. It's just I've spent a lot of money over a few years. But spot on people. You're talking about people spot on what they sound like live. Linkin Park.
Oh yeah. Well,
to no avail.
Well, Chester Bennington by himself is pretty much one of my favorite singers because he's got such a diverse voice too. I mean, honestly, people think he can only scream and all this, but dude, he can sing. He can belt it whenever he actually wants to sing,
and he can go up and down.
Yeah,
and he can do it with so little time in between.
Yeah, to
where it's not a normal octave.
I mean, honestly, you hear of dime a dozen lead singers. He's one of those 1 in a million kind of lead singers who's as good as advertised, and plus the production value that goes into their performances. I mean, honestly, Joe Hahn, the DJ, he constantly practices. Brad Delson constantly practices. Matt Sorum constantly practices. Phoenix Farrell, he constantly practices, and Mike Shinoda, who's always working to make stuff better. And I mean, that's how good a band is supposed to be. That's what a band is supposed to do.
They were well worth my wait to see them. I actually saw them during Project Revolution in Charlotte a couple of years ago.
I was about to say what
My
year?
Chemical Romance. It was the big one. It was My Chem. Who else was there? Taking Back Sunday.
Oh man.
Yeah, so Taking Back Sunday twice.
Good shows.
Sayerson.
Wait, was it My Chemical Romance when they did the Black Parade?
The
Black Parade.
Yeah, 120-degree heat outside off the pavement, and Gerard comes out in a band leader uniform of wool, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was taken so far.
Well,
Mindless Self-Indulgence was at that show. Oh my god.
Dude, I've been in 3 bands. I've been in 3 good bands that I thought could do something. And the first band was called Porno Arcade.
I've heard them.
Porno Arcade, we're mostly just a pop punk band. From Wise, it was me, Chad Bartlett, My cousin Zach Sowards on lead guitar, and fill-ins on bass and drums in
I
between.
think I've heard that name
several times. Well, we've performed. We performed in the Tri-Cities. We performed at Foggy Hollow in
Piney
Lee County.
Oh,
in Lee County. That was probably our best show because we had like people, chanting with us when we were doing our song, and then we did like a soft song where we brought out our acoustics, and our drummer got out these bongos, and we were just sitting there. We sat down, and everyone in the place sat down with us on the ground, and we just played our final song acoustically. And dude, I felt like I was a king that night, dude. But anyway, after we were done. With that show, I figured, we'd go back to practicing, and we'd have an awesome. We'd just keep going. Our drummer gets arrested for drug possession, and our bassist moves to Myrtle Beach. So, and we just decide, okay, that's it for that.
you're done.
Yeah, and then the second band we were in, which was kind of the same three primary members of Porno Arcade, me, my cousin Zach, and Chad Bartlett. We joined up with Tyler Smith, who played drums. He called the band Stealing Tomorrow, which is a pretty good band name. But and we tried to do different things, and we played one show together, and that was it. But we sounded probably our best with Tyler because he was a perfectionist. He was just a striving perfectionist. We played like one part of a song over like 100 times just trying to get it right. And then the latest one was Generation Undeclared. We were in that band for 2 years, and it just collapsed on us. It collapsed very slowly, like a flan in a cupboard. Quoting Eddie Izzard.
If anyone else is hearing clicking noise, it's Jesse going wild over there with his sketching on his iPad.
Yeah, he's going crazy on that thing.
He's being a little quiet.
I think he's had a spark of innovation. Look at him.
He's not even paying attention.
No, he isn't.
I'm paying attention.
Multitasking.
I'm animating you two.
You're animating
us.
That's awesome.
Just let us go on our little rant there.
Dude, I can't wait to see the animations when he's done. Jesse is the jack of all trades of this group. Honestly, he's a photographer, he's an animator, and he's a pretty funny guy at that as well.
I don't even know where I fit into this group. I guess.
Honestly, you're a big part of this. Honestly, as long as you're here to be funny and all this, and as long as you contribute, you're part of this.
I'm more of just a knowledge base, I guess. I'm something for you to bounce ideas off.
I guess you're the guy.
About.
I guess comparative to the other podcasts I've heard, you're the Kevin Smith.
I can't fill those shoes. I'm a big fan, but I can't fill those shoes.
Okay. I guess you'd probably be the.
I like the reference.
Gus Sorolla. You'd be
like that.
You'd be the Gustavo Sorolla from Rooster Teeth. He's the information guy. He's the information guy.
I can fit into that role. I do know a lot about pop culture. I do know a lot about a lot of different things.
Well, so do I, dude. I'm a big information, a big pot of useless information. That's what my therapist said. My therapist.
Yourself a therapist?
I had a therapist, and I had conversations with him about just random stuff, and he's just like, wow, you are smart. Imagine if you actually applied that to stuff that mattered. And I was just like,
stuff that mattered doesn't interest me.
Thanks, Doc. I was just like, thanks, Doc. Thank you for that wonderful assessment of my mental health.
Can you pay me for the lessons I just taught you?
Yes.
Can you give me cookies?
Give me
cookies.
Give me cookie or give me death.
Oh gosh. Cookie.
Did you guys see that they turned him into Veggie Monster now?
Yeah, I saw that like it happened like 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
the Cookie Monster's now the Veggie Monster?
Yes, he wants veggies.
No.
Yes, he's now the Veggie Monster.
You cannot do that.
And he's like, there's a picture of him, and he's like, it's like white, and it's like him, and he's like with all these.
I will go to Sesame Street and assassinate the freaking Veggie Monster. Give me back the Cookie Monster, damn it. No, the Cookie Monster was awesome.
Me want
Dude,
cookie.
Why would you get rid of the Cookie Monster? Invent like a new monster to be the Veggie Monster, and have those two, fight, come to an agreement. But don't replace him with
Fight
the
to the
Veggie
death.
Monster.
Well, there's this whole thing about child obesity now, and they're trying to get
Child
kids
obesity, that's not the
away from
problem.
that
It's
stuff.
parents letting their kids just sit there and watch TV instead of telling them, you know what, go outside and be active. No, you shouldn't blame Sesame Street. Blame yourselves. Take responsibility. Don't make excuses. I mean, honestly, I'm overweight, and I admit it.
I am way overweight and admit it.
And you know what? I don't place my blame on anyone else. I saw myself get this way because I was depressed. I was depressed for a very long time. As a matter of fact, no, dude, I used to weigh a lot more than I do now. I weigh around 290 right now. I used to weigh almost 330, 340. I was in a bad spot for a very long time. but then I decided to be more active, and now I'm down to this. But still, I'd like to lose more weight.
I think we all would. Well, Jesse maybe
Well,
not.
Jesse, if he were to lose more weight, he would be just bone.
I'm already just bone. She's running and everything else. In all honesty, I probably need to gain weight before I start running these big races.
Yeah.
That'd be bad.